Hello. Doesn't that word austerity just stick in your craw? Aren't you sick of hearing it? Austerity last year, austerity this year, austerity next year. If all you've got in your cupboard is a tin of beans to feed your family, then the last thing on your mind is spending on your garden, spending on growing veg if you're struggling. If you're strapped for cash and strapped for space, this is the video for you. This is the one you want to watch. Okay, I'm going to give you some tips and advice now that might persuade you that you can afford to grow some veg, that you will grow some veg, and that you'll have something decent in the house to cook, fresh vegetables, organically grown by yourself, that you can feed your family with. Okay, so how are we going to do this? How are we going to make it less expensive? Let's look at what we need to be able to grow vegetables in the least expensive way. Okay, well, if we can get anything for nothing, you don't get much less expensive than that, do you? That's the cheapest way of gardening. If you can get something for nothing, and then if you can find bargains to supplement your something for nothing, then we're keeping the price down. So let's think about things that we can get for nothing, and then things that we can get for next to nothing, and let's just build it up from there. Okay, so what can we get for nothing? Well, anything that nature provides is free. Okay, so I'm going to talk about growing things in pots, because I'm going to talk about people who might be strapped for space, as I've already said, and so pots are the answer there. If you've got a path or a patio or a hard stand or a yard, then pots are the answer. Okay, so we'll talk about getting the pots first, I think. Okay, right, if you've got some pots already, then there's no expense. Okay, just empty out whatever's in them. But I will say that you need a pot no smaller than 10 inches. Get smaller than that, you're not going to grow much veg in that. Okay, if you've seen my videos before, you'll know what's coming now. If you haven't, take a look at these. Okay, these are ex-cut flower water buckets. They're a 10 inch bucket, and that's how much these cost. Okay, from Morrison's. There's actually 10 in this pack, so that's less than 10 pence for a water bucket. Drill some holes in the bottom, you've made a plant pot. Okay, so we've started off by looking at plant pots that you might already have that are 10 inches, put those to one side, and then there's these cheap water buckets that you can buy, drill some holes in the bottom, and now you've got some 10-inch plant pots. Okay, so that's the plant pots sorted out. Now you're going to need to fill those plant pots with something. Okay, and we talk about compost. Take a look at this. Let me come round your side of the camera, make sure you're getting this. And by the way, we're talking about foraging here. We're talking about going to collect what nature's provided. It's free, and all you need to collect it is a shopping bag. And if you do it several times, you soon build up a supply. Okay, so what we've got in here, that is a mixture of leaves and seaweed. You can also add grass to that from your lawn when you cut your lawn. So this is going to break down eventually and make some lovely compost, and that costs nothing. Okay, don't get any cheaper, do you? Right, but take a look at this. That isn't ready yet, so you couldn't use that yet, but you could mix it in with some of this stuff, and that would make it ready. What's this then? Soil. Oh, topsoil. And that again was free. That is topsoil from molehills. Now if you live near a park or a sports field or any green area where there is mole activity, all you need is your hands. You don't actually need any tools at all to do this plant pot gardening, growing vegetables in plant pots on your patio, on a hard stand, on your path. Your hands, that's all you need. And that's free topsoil from molehills. Collect it using that. Probably take a pair of gloves, keep your hands clean. So you've got something to put in your pots. You've got your pots, you've got something to put in your pots. Now what about something to grow in your pots? Okay. Right. I've had a lot of success over the previous year growing all kinds of things in these pots. Let me see if I can use this pot as a prop. And let me just see how this comes into shot. Yeah, that doesn't look too bad. Okay, those carrots. Carrot seeds. You can see the price on there, £1.60. How much did I pay for those? And it's knowing when to shop. Okay, how much did I pay for those? £1.60. I think I paid for those 10 pence. Why did I get them for 10 pence? Because knowing when to shop makes all the difference. Okay. These guys and other seeds will be sold through the growing season at that price. But the growing season ends and we move into autumn and we move into winter. And shops don't want these on the shelves, they want them off the shelves because they're ready to put Halloween and Christmas stock on the shelves, so they need shelf space. So all the gardening stuff comes off the shelf. These come off the shelf. These are marked down. I bought a boatload of seeds for, I think it was 10 pence or 5 pence a packet. I can't remember, a boatload. It's interesting though that there is a grow by date on the back. Just check the grow by date before you buy them. Make sure you can grow them the following year, because remember you are buying these in autumn or winter, so you're not going to sow them then, you're going to sow them the following year. Just make sure there's something left on the sow by date. You'll get those for next to nothing. Okay. There is another way of getting your seeds cheap, and that is to go to one of our high street pound shops. Their seeds tend to be cheap. You can buy them over the internet now very cheaply on eBay. And they also sell packs of seeds for kids to grow at school. And so there aren't as many seeds in those, and those seeds tend to be cheaper. So that's a way of getting cheap seeds. I'll take a look at this. Let me just see what you're getting in shot of here. Superb. Okay. These are some potatoes I've collected over the last couple of weeks. Okay. I bought them in our local co-op. These guys are called, and before we go any further, shop bought potatoes will grow. There's videos on the channel, trust me, they will grow. I did it last year, and I did it with these very potatoes. Okay. Jazzy, an early potato. These potatoes have been in here for about 2 weeks now. I'm not too sure how. Let me come round that side again. Let me just. You see the small chits forming? That's an indication that that potato is starting to grow. Okay, so there'll be no worries about will they, won't they? They will grow. You can just see the small chits. Okay, if we go to the other end, I think we've got, what have we got? Charlotte. Okay, this is a potato that grew well for me last year. And again, these are from the local co-op. And again, these are starting to sprout, to chit up. You can see those. Okay, so these have started to grow. These will grow. Now when we grow these, one of these in one of those 10-inch pots, that's all. If you want to use soil from molehills and nothing else, they will grow. They will grow. Okay, these potatoes, these aren't a washed potato. These are Romano, these are a late potato. These haven't started to chip yet, and this type of potato would be too big to grow in the 10-inch pots. So for those small pots, I'm talking about smaller salad type potatoes. That's what you want to be looking for. Now, these baskets that they're sitting in, I don't know if you can see this, but that's an egg tray. Cost nothing, somebody threw it out. I'm not too sure where that came from. These baskets have also been thrown out. We're recycling these. I think these used to have mushrooms in them. So if you want to go to your local greengrocers and just mention that you're looking for a couple of these, I'm sure they'll put them to one side. And also, when you're thinking about plant pots, I've got in the garden, I don't have them in here at the moment because I'm using them as water buckets, but you can also get food containers that tend to be a fairly sizable container, and they maybe have mayonnaise in them, and these are used by shops that prepare food, prepare sandwiches. They've always got lots of these things, and they're only going to the plastic recycler. So I'm sure if you asked them, if you said, look, I'm a gardener, have you got any containers, any empty food containers that you're going to send to the recycler, I'll take them off your hands. Take them home, drill a few holes in. So, I think from what I've shown you, growing vegetables doesn't have to be too expensive, does it? These here, one last tip on these here, okay. These will have a sell-by date, okay. That was the sell-by date on there was the 25th of January, okay. Now I know on the 24th, 25th of January, these potatoes will be half price. I know that. You know that. They'll sell these off at half price. So this is what you do, okay, if you want to really keep the price down. I mean, what I bought these 2 packs. These are what I've taken out to go to seed, and the others we've eaten them. Okay, so I've only kept 2, 4, 5 or 6 of each, and the rest we've eaten. But what you can do is, if you know, and I paid full price, if you know this sell-by date, and you do, and you know that on the sell-by date's 25th, or best before date, you know that on the 24th and the 25th they will mark these down, because the potatoes coming in to replace these, so these need to be off the shelf. So these will be half price. Okay, go to your local co-op, your local store, and have a look around. See the potatoes you want, and see the date that they will be best before. Okay, plan another visit. Go in the day after, 2 days after, 3 days after. There they are on the end of the counter, half price. That's when to buy them. Okay, cheap as chips. Cheap as chips. It's all in the timing, just like the seeds. Buy those in the autumn, winter of the year. Buy these just as they hit their best buy date. You'll get them for next to nothing. Take a few out, put the others in the pan and eat them. Okay. Well, I hope this little video's convinced you that on a limited budget you really can grow veg. To be honest, you should grow veg if you're on a limited budget. You possibly can't afford to buy it fresh. So grow it yourself. Get everything that you can for nothing. What you can't get for nothing, get as cheap as you can. And don't forget, the guys down the allotment, they always sow more seeds than they need. They always do. And then they plant out what they want, and then there's plants left over. Okay. An example of that for me would be last year. I got some leeks given. A friend of mine had sown all his leeks, and he had leeks left over. And I actually planted, I think it was 10 leeks in a pot. You've got to see the video, you've got to see the result. I got the pot for next to nothing, I got what went in it for nothing, and I got the leeks for nothing. And I finished up getting 10 leeks, and those leeks I think were destined for the compost heap, but I grew them on. So if you know a gardener, okay, just mention that you fancy growing things in pots, small scale, on your patio, on your path in the backyard, and if he has anything spare, you could give them a good home. I'm sure he'd be more than glad to give you them rather than just throw them out. Anyway, I'm done for today. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope I've encouraged you to perhaps have a go at growing these things. And if you need any more convincing, if you're not already a subscriber to my channel, I haven't seen previous videos, please look at them. You'll see the success that I had in 10-inch pots with the early potatoes, with carrots, with leeks, with dwarf broad beans, with dwarf runner beans. It really can be done. Okay, so this is Homegrown Veg, signing out.